plays games with Steve.
Alright, we're gonna speed run to get gameplay today. I think. It's been like an hour, right? There's been nothing. Armor Detective, he steps forward, he swings his arm up, chop the wire! Judo chop!
Armor Detective, that wire can cut steel. Just because you're wearing protective covering doesn't mean...
I'm built different. Fear not, the suit in which I am clad is a product of my family's long-held secret. Behold the strongest armor known to man. Ow! Yeah, that's fine. And he doesn't have a single scratch. Whoa! That's crazy, dog. No matter the trap, mine armor shall prevail. Set your minds at ease and allow me to take the lead.
But putting me in front will minimize the total risk for our team as a whole.
I can't stand idly whilst my companions are hurt. Despite my inadequacies, I hasten here to be as an aegis for each of you. Okay. He was nearing his limit, though.
Thank you, Armor. In that case, I'll stay back a bit and keep an eye out.
He takes the lead, Doleful's behind him.
Armor, I could sense a threat right in front of me. About head height.
Another wire, eh? Understood. Judo chop! Judo chop! And he does a bunch of judo chops. Whoa, sometimes the warning comes too late, but even then, the armor's fine. We go through until...
Based on the signal, the tracker is stopped 5 meters ahead. It would seem we've arrived at the scene where the knife was used.
We made it there, no injuries except for Doleful. Sniffy Whiffy is parked right in front of a steel door. Oh man, the bloody knife was used right behind it.
I hate to ask, Armor, but would you mind taking point?
No need to apologize, sir, workaholic. My armor exists for the very moment I must forge such paths. He looks tense though. Touches the doorknob. Ow. Goosebumps dribble. Oh, he's like, I'm like, don't open it, dude! And then, uh-oh, I feel like we're going to see something truly scary and horrific. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling. I shall open the door on the count of 3. 1, 2... Uh-oh, my heart's beating, but I can't look away. 3! Blinding light. Oh, we got... Oh, I can't look. Oh, uh-oh, metallic stench, probably blood. But we don't... None of the other detectives, they seem fine. And then I go forward. Uh-oh. That's a lot of blood. There's so much blood. It looks like a carpet at first. But oh man, oh, I hate that smell. It sure is blood. Ooh. It feels, oh, I'm gonna throw up. Uh-oh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna barf. Uh-oh, there's something floating in the ocean of gore. It looks like a caterpillar, and there's some thin objects around it. Looks like a quartet of lifeboats, all running from a sinking ship. It looks like they're human limbs. Ew. Uh-oh, there's a scene, there's a man who I don't even know. He's dead, his head is submerged. Uh-oh. That's pretty crazy. Oh, I can't even, I'm shaking, and my strength is leaving my body, and I'm gonna fall over. Whoa! Whoa!
First crime scene, huh? I know it's hard to take in, but try not to look away.
Yeah, he walks over. He's fine.
Doleful, Armor, head back up and fetch the other 3 detectives. After that, I'd like you to ask the chief to come to the manor.
He sums it up in a low voice.
It's a homicide.
Uh-oh!
Someone has murdered senior detective.
No, my favorite character. Uh-oh. That's crazy. There's a middle-aged man, corpse, dismembered. Wow, I've never seen a murder scene before. Chapter 1. The case of the dismembered detective.
Back at class, they never taught us this.
Oh man, I've never seen a murder before. Psychic's death has seared my mind, but this one's different. This is kind of crazy. I'm no great detective, and yet I don't know. I feel weak looking at this shit. Oh man, I can't. My legs are shaking. Oh, blood smells gross. Oh, I want to run away. He ignores me though. He must have been well acquainted with the victim. He looks pretty bummed. But he's not weak. How much experience solving the homicides do I have to take to become like him? Oh man, crazy. They're also pretty. They're like, whoa, what the hell? What's the big idea here? I thought Pops was supposed to have made it.
You gotta do more audiobooks.
Oh, did he get off while we were rushing over here? That's like so sad. It's not even funny.
But that doesn't make any sense. We arrived at the manor 20 minutes after Senior Detective's message. For someone to chop up a body to this extent, hide the weapon, and escape in that amount of time, it's scientifically impossible.
This level of blood loss would preclude livor mortis, and rigor mortis hasn't even set in yet. I may be stating the obvious, since he called us just prior, but the state of coagulation indicates that he was killed less than half a day ago. Let's reestablish the order of events. Senior contacted us at 12:40. We then split into teams and headed to the Gormenghast, right?
Gormenghast, I guess?
Gormenghast? The Gormenghast from Snarks. Since we arrived right at 13 o'clock, we could safely assume the crime occurred in the 20 minutes it took to travel from the facility to the manor.
Question, teacher. Is there a chance that the criminal could have, booked it before we left Snarks?
Not at all. We've headed to the Gormenghast as soon as Senior contacted us. Had the killer tried to escape, we'd have surely seen them en route. Thus, the killer must have been within the manor when we arrived.
I could hoof it for days, but it'd still take me 10 minutes to run down the hill to the facility. Your theory checks out.
So the key question is this. Is the perpetrator still inside? Let's consider the time frame of when they could have made their escape. We found incompetent in the entrance hall and spoke for a time, then made our way upstairs 15 minutes later, so around 13:15. After that, thanks to Rowdy and Techie, we discovered the hidden passageway at 13:34. You could see the entire entrance hall from the corridor before the hidden passage, so escaping undetected would be a challenge.
Is that a challenge?
If the killer was in the manor, then their only chance to escape would be in the 20 minutes we spent investigating the second floor. Ergo, it is highly probable that they are, in fact, still within the manor.
But wouldn't 20 minutes be more than enough time to slip away?
You could make it outside easily enough, but the real problem comes after the fact. There's only one path from here to Snarks, and no place to hide. The jig would be up if you were seen from a window. It simply isn't realistic.
Exactly. I actually made a point of checking out the windows, but I didn't see anything or anyone suspicious.
Hold up. No one's in the entrance hall right now. Isn't that, kind of sketch? Like they could totally escape whenever.
Oh, that's perfectly alright. The chief is heading over from Snarks as we speak. If the killer tries to flee now, they're certain to get caught before they make it down the mountain path.
Which means the foul slayer does indeed still lurk within these walls?
All right then. In that case, let's head back up on the double. Time for a good old-fashioned manor mouse hunt. Sounds like a dope board game, Manor Mouse Hunt.
Just a moment. It's more a viable method than hiding out in the manor for all this time.
Workaholic points at me. Uh-oh.
Incompetent. If you're the killer, then there's no issue regarding the timing. It would all be entirely feasible.
Huh? Me? No way, dog!
It's simple. All you need to do is hack up Senior, then lie in the entrance hall faking unconsciousness. Easily done in 20 minutes. If the culprit was unable to escape the manor, we can only assume that said culprit is you.
What are you saying? There's no way I could chop someone apart in 20 minutes? Not to mention all the wires that were set up along the underground passage. How would I have gotten past those? Oh, look, I'm like, hey guys, that's crazy. Getting through that, it took 5 minutes. There's no way I could get through so quickly.
Ah, there's the real conundrum. I figure you'd use some sort of trick. At any rate, I doubt it's necessarily impossible.
What do you mean?
Listen closely. Can you hear the voices above us?
He's right. Oh, I can hear some sounds coming down. Who are they? We should be the only ones here.
In terms of layout, our current location is directly beneath the entrance hall. I presume that what we're hearing is the chief arriving at the manor. As this basement is likely a hiding spot, there may be extra space between the floorboards so that noise can drift in from above.
Oh man, that's right. Oh, there's light up there because there's gaps in the ceiling. Oh, that must be the entrance hall above us.
Regardless, the rooms are vertically adjoined. One could greatly reduce the time required to move between them by means of some gimmick. You could, say, tamper with the floor of the entrance hall, creating a gap wide enough for a person to slip through the basement ceiling.
Ah! Oh man, oh that's right, but there's no way someone my size could fit through. But he's right, they are close together, the entrance hall and the basement. How can I possibly clear my name now when we know it's possible to move between them? Aren't you just jumping to some major conclusions here? It's not like you can prove there isn't a hole connecting the ceiling to the entrance. Your whole probatio diabolica bit is just bullying him into a corner. Like, talk about a total mood killer.
Lady Downtown has the right of it. So long as any such gimmick remains hidden, your accusation is out of the question. Perchance my plasma knuckles, capable of winning any bout, could make such a hole, but still...
A punched-out hole wouldn't close back up anyway.
First things first, is it even possible to dismember an adult male to this extent within 20 minutes? Even if the killer themselves is male, they would need an extremely deft hand at amputation to pull off something so difficult.
Not like you need to skin him or bleed him out. Any hunter could do it. Hell, it would have been a snap if I was the crook.
So it's safe to assume you're the culprit then?
I just bet I could is all. There'd be no time to deal with all that spurting blood anyhow.
Actually, I'd say there was. Workaholic probably shares my thoughts on that.
So you notice as well. It's true. One could dismember
It's
body.
true, LeFou.
And I could dismember that one. One could dismember...
What, the senior detective?
He's the one. The lucky one I'm going to quarter.
But
that makes him the...
And don't I deserve the best, anyway. This is why we're going to
Workaholic goes, oh, it's, ew, a bloody wire. Oh, man, it cut Dolphul's leg earlier. A bloody wire. You mean someone used this wire on Senior Detective?
Yes, in fact, it's possible. It's possible that Senior Detective was already wrapped up in these wires when he got in contact with us. He may have done so under duress, after which the wires were pulled, slicing him into pieces. All that remains then is for the culprit to escape.
I chanced on one of those wires again when I went to get the others. My foot happened to slip on it since it was coated in blood.
Based on the amount of blood, it's clearly not the same wire you first encountered. The killer must have anticipated us getting past the wires in the passage and discarded it on the floor there. Or perhaps the killer themselves set the traps in order to hide the murder weapon. Either way, we have no other recourse but to suspect incompetent for now. Speak up if you have any objections.
I didn't do it! I shout? Hey, oh, I feel bad though. It makes me sound guilty.
I refuse to believe incompetent did it. That's all the more reason for us to find out what really happened.
Agreed. I don't want to accept that a fellow DA member could do such a thing. But as a detective, pursuing the truth is paramount.
Oh, he looks at me. I want to speak up, but I don't know what to say. I've reached my limits. There's a room to make my own deductions. Hold up. Ain't the idea of incompetent being the perp a bit too, I don't know, far-fetched? Yes, me. We got the wrong guy here.
Do you have any evidence to support this? I'd like to know why you don't suspect incompetent.
Call it gut feeling. I'm usually dead on the money with these sort of things.
That's downright scientifically impossible. We need to base our investigation on solid proof and logic.
Back off, Poindexter. You looking for a fight? Okay, time out. No more fighting, guys. You're like seriously harshing my vibe. But that little punk was the one who... Look, it's not like Techie said he full-on suspects incompetent or whatever. Am I right?
Precisely. I simply believe it's too early to confirm or deny that hypothesis. I can't rule out either conclusion yet. The culprit could have fled, but they could... Gaston. But they could also still be inside the building.
Oh, sorry about that. I might have gotten ahead of myself there again. Oh, he claps his hands. If you're happy and you know it. Okay.
I was just imagining Damon Gann. It appears we have a number of opinions. I'm going to the entrance hall to meet the chief. Let's investigate this individually after that.
Halt, Sir Workaholic! We have many a detective assembled here already!
Why do you shake like a maraca?
Because I'm full of little beans inside of me! Whoa! Ought we not to join forces and confront this case together?
Perhaps, but even in the short amount of time, our conflicting opinions have already come to light. Each of us seeks to tackle this case through a starkly different approach. Collaborating in these conditions would only work against us.
I concur. I'll proceed with my investigation in my own way, calmly and scientifically.
What's with that glare? You got a bone to pick with me or something? I already apologized. At the end of the day, I'm human. I'm gonna get where I need to. I'm gonna get where I need to be by following my heart.
That alone ought to disqualify you from this line of work.
Like hell. It's all over once a detective forgets what it means to be human. Oh my god, just cool already. I literally just asked you not to fly off the handle. She tries to intervene. Doleful stands beside the three of them, flustered. The armor and workaholic, they're arguing. Oh man, it's not going to start anytime soon, this investigation, but workaholic, like he said, everyone's playing by their own rules, so no one's taking the lead. Everyone? I want to suggest we all work together, but the words die in my throat. There's no way I can be so bold when I'm the suspect. I got to say something. Oh my god, they got all their talents and strengths, but it's my incompetence that really drives home how amazing they are. That's why I gotta speak up now. Now's not the time for arguing, wouldn't you say? Oh, you kid, you take over.
I chime in, but my voice comes out so softly that no one hears me. Together, these detectives could solve any case, and yet, here they are, arguing. That angers me far more than being a suspect. Grr! I failed to save someone.
Oh man, like what's her face?
Even though senior detective was so close by. What's the point of being a detective if all I could do is sit around and watch these things happen? My self-loathing mounts as I listen to them bicker amongst each other. My position in the situation doesn't matter. What happens to me isn't important as getting these detectives to work as a team. Mina-san! Please, listen!
Onegai!
Tasukete! Or whatever. Did I say it right?
No, Tasukete is help me, right? Listen is I forget.
Like what's like to like yelling at someone to stop? You know,
Tomare or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The other detectives turn to face me. Naturally, they all look rather dubious. I falter for a moment, but desperately push on. I know a lot of you suspect me. That's fine. But there's a lot to suspect, and I understand that. But can't you all at least try to cooperate? Cooperate? That's a tall order. Our personal modes of investigation are hardly compatible.
I'm always down for a collab, but you're kind of asking for the impossible right now. I mean, we couldn't even agree on whether or not you're the prime suspect.
That's why I want everyone to agree on what direction to take.
What direction to take?
That's right. Although I'm too tense to make a... I almost said pooper. I'm too tense to make a pooper right now. So I need to relax. Maybe I should...
God, my asshole is clenched.
Maybe I should read something. I don't even know. Please proceed with your investigation under the assumption that I did it. If you start there, you'll be less likely to have any more arguments like this one, right? The detectives fall silent. Maybe telling them to suspect me was too brazen a move after all.
Is your head screwed on wrong or something? After all the effort we spent defending you, you got the guts to ask to be the suspect? Have you lost your goddamn marbles?
I beseech you not to give up, Sir Incompetent. What has become of your resolve?
I'm not giving up. It's not as if I want to be the main suspect here. It'd be even worse if the investigation stalled out because of me. I'm staking my safety on your deductive reasoning. I raise my voice with all my strength, but my trembling hands balling into fists. I trust all of you far more than my own incompetence. If you work together, I know the truth will come out. I'm sure you'll prove I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. The detective's sorry, I also read that. The detective's silliness. Oh, I don't even know what's it. No one of them speaks up. They simply stare at me, incredulous. I guess my suggestion was overstepping my bounds. I've only made that all even more distrustful of me. But I don't regret it. I'd much rather have these outstanding detectives suspect me than continue arguing in vain.
So you insist because of the case of the you are the cover? Let's really run a few months to be a gentleman. Is that right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, a cold, beautiful voice.
Oh, I hear a cold, beautiful voice. My breath catches as I turn around.
Just how should we respond when a suspect gives a statement like that? Continue to argue, never to find any common ground? Or take action swiftly and promptly? I eagerly await your answer.
Her hair is white as snow, her gleaming eyes purple, like how's that?
Hydrangeas?
Hydrangeas?
Yeah.
Hydrangeas? Like hydrangeas. Yeah, hydrangeas. Her skin, smooth. It features like a porcelain doll.
Wow, purple eyes like hydrangeas. Is this the girl from the when he was a kid who got killed by Target?
It can't be. That girl's hair was black.
That's right. That's a completely different person.
Yeah, it's totally someone else. At our back stands a far from ordinary girl. Those are visibly thrown off by her arrival. It's clear that she stands out, even among the crowd, even if she has to shout out loud.
Someone in the crowd should be the one you need to know.
Chief, why are you here? I specified that I would meet you at the entrance when you arrived.
Do you truly believe I would wait idly by when my dear friend, senior detective, has been murdered? Out of the question. I left our colleagues to themselves and went ahead on my own.
The girl workaholic called Chief speaks without a hint of timidity.
Timidity. Timothy Mouse.
Dumbo! You can fly!
Dumbo! Senior detective! He's dead! You're innocent, Dumbo! I believe you!
You're flying! You're flying! Footsteps sound over my passageway. Evidently, the other detectives followed her lead heading to this room.
Then he comes in confident on a springboard.
We never told you about this basement, did we? We figured it'd be better that way, so no one could get hurt inside the tunnel.
I noticed an echo beneath my feet upon entering, so I placed my ears to the floor, and what should I hear but your voices? From there I deduced the general layout and discovered the secret path that had been left open. Hardly a mystery, really.
The chief shares her amazing feats, so they were simply a matter of course. We worked so hard to find this underground room, and yet she found it by merely touching the floor. No wonder the others looked shocked.
Teehee.
I startled as the girl gives me a smile compared to how she treats the others. Her gaze at me feels more personal. No, I'm probably mistaken. I must be. Ooh.
So you're the newcomer I've been hearing about? I'm Ideal Detective. I lead the team working to stop the quartering Duke. Your spirited appeal earlier was admirable. I'm expecting much of you, so keep at it and never hesitate to share your thoughts.
I apologize for losing my composure just now. Once the other detectives arrive, I'll brief you all of the situation and give my impressions.
Thank you, Workaholic. That would be much appreciated. But first allow me to clear up a certain misconception you seem to be laboring under. Each and every member of the Quartering Duke investigation is a suspect. You, I, or any of us have the means to carry out this murder.
What?
Wow! Nobody else was here at the time senior detective died. On top of that, this murder required enough time for a full dismemberment. How could he have been killed? Ideal just got here, but her hydrangea-like eyes glimmer like gems, like they picked up on something.
The outline of the case is clear. All that remains is for us to pool our efforts and ascertain the reality of the situation. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe it's time to make a reprisal.
Go for it.
Soon enough, the other detectives join us at that scene.
Oh my God, there's more of them. We'll just be ambiguous for now because we don't know who's who. Go for it.
God damn it, Senior, to think your time could come so soon. Just how many trials does the Lord expect us to endure?
Alright, well, this is you, whoever.
Deep voice guy. I vow that I, Mystic Detective, shall send the culprit straight to hell. Mark my words, Quartering Duke. The flames below burn hot.
But you weren't even close, Senior Detective, the girl said, coldly stating the facts.
You mustn't mock our bond, Bookie. Members of DA are spiritually bound. Soulmates! The extent of our interactions is irrelevant.
Repulsive spiritual intimacy aside, I concur. The quartering duke must pay, the girl said, fist shaking at the thought of her adversary.
Incompetent's like, oh, you do the same thing I do? You narrate all your own shit? Middle-aged man in Western garments, a black-haired girl. She's got a book. Oh man, he looks like a veteran. The girl looks about 10. She doesn't even look at this, flinch at the side of her corpse. Oh, the detectives. So it's you now.
I, Posh Detective, ranked number 5 in the DA, have already arrived at the crux of this mystery.
She looks elegant and out of place. She jabs a finger at me.
Our culprit is the commoner found unconscious. Incompetent detective. The hastily hidden knife on the second floor proves he was unable to escape. Oh dear me, there I go again, demonstrating my incredible acumen. Perhaps it's time I took the reins as chief instead.
Now hold on a moment. Didn't Ideal reject that theory just now?
I beg your pardon? Her theory is the one that's utter hogwash, I'm sure. Isn't that right, gourmet detective?
There's another one? Oh no, that's me. Okay. She's wearing a motorcycle suit. She's smiling.
She's basically York.
Yeah.
I wonder about that. Anyway, I don't smell Renegade lingering around. Where'd he go? Snack break? Upon arriving, he decided to abstain, stating that this case didn't interest him. I imagine you'll find him napping in the first floor living room.
Napping? Even though senior detective, a legend in our field, has been killed? Why, I never... Just what is this man thinking?
Renegade's non-conforming nature is his strong suit. I'm sure he'll put his talents to use later on, so let's leave him be for now.
Lenient leadership like this is why high-ranking agents defy your orders. Classified detective and detective gentleman didn't even deign to show up. On the honor of the Pinkerton name, I swear that I will wrest the title of chief from you.
She doesn't even flinch. She's like, whatever, dude.
Thank you, Posh. Zealous subordinates such as yourself allow me to plunge into my work without fear despite the risk. Should the enemy ever succeed in removing me from the front lines, I entrust the Detective Alliance to you.
I'll thank you not to speak such ominous things. Your achievements far surpass mine. Nothing of the sort could ever happen. I shall supplant your position by my own merits. Be sure of it, my destined rival.
Workaholic explains the situation, and then Ideal says something.
As you can see, Senior Detective, believed to be the last surviving member from the DA headquarters, has been murdered, which means in all likelihood that the perpetrator is a part of the DA as well.
Uh-oh, they're all looking around. Uh-oh.
That common pleb, is it pleb or plebe? It's pleb.
I think in this case pleb.
Well, yeah. That common pleb simply must be the killer. My highborn brain cells reassure me so. I agree. Rationally speaking, no one but incompetent could be the culprit. The story is dubious from A to Z. Though you too are of common birth, your words ring true. I grant you leave to sing my praises, workaholic detective, loud and clear. I wasn't actually praising you.
Let's begin by clearing up the most fundamental misapprehension. Incompetent detective is no intruder. I personally invited him to our meeting as a formal member.
You personally invited him? But why?
Oh man, he addresses the elephant in the room. Even I didn't know this shit. Oh, elephant? Now we got a gang going. She senses my confusion. Those hydrangea eyes implore me to trust her.
Hydrangea eyes.
It's simple, really.
Watching you.
I wish to have the person I trust most at my side. He may not remember, but he once saved my life from Target. I consider his potential abilities to be no less than extraordinary. I requested that Senior Detective invite him to the island, but I didn't anticipate his methods would involve a kidnapping and confinement.
Oh man, this is an extreme mixture of business and private affairs. He can't even question her. I'm surprised too.
I saved your life, but we only just met.
I got a lot of questions, but it makes me a little less suspicious. I'm just gonna let her talk.
Is that really it? Something smells fishy to me. It's true what they say, your nose is unmatched. But please suspect away. There's nothing to feel guilty about.
So, if incompetent isn't the killer, who is? All of us, save for incompetent, were in the research facility when Senior got in touch with us, so we were all away from the scene.
Excellent question, Doleful. That very occurrence is what caused you all to suspect incompetent, correct? That was the culprit's first trap. Senior Detective's message was not, in fact, sent from down in this basement.
But Senior Detective was unquestionably killed here just after making contact, wasn't he? The girl asked the chief with full sincerity.
I have it. His spirit was compelled to conduct us post-mortem.
And contact us.
Compelled to contact us post-mortem. Quite possible with the right voodoo ritual.
Keep quiet, you occult-obsessed twit, snapped the girl, scolding the man for his useless comment.
Naturally, Mystic is incorrect, but making the dead speak is a step in the right direction. I've tested it, and this basement has no signal. Contacting the outside simply isn't possible from in here.
I beg your pardon?
Wow! Senior Detective was somewhere else? That's crazy. That was 20 minutes. It would be impossible to drag them down. All the wires were there and shit.
It's a fact that Senior contacted us, no? If not from the basement, how else could he have done it?
It's a simple trick, really, once you've thought it out.
The culprit imitated Senior's voice, just as I'm doing right now.
Wow, that's crazy. She's really skilled at impersonating him.
Vocal mimicry, That's certainly a possibility if the killer is the kind of person I'd imagine them to be.
Wow, that's crazy. I heard this from Edo Period Theater. Vocal mimicry? Wow. This is, disguises come in handy, so a lot of people are experts at that. Well, I can't even, I'm a big dummy, though. I can't do it.
Is that why you're so certain the culprit is part of the detective? It's the thing. It's
Just say DA!
It's putting D before detective.
Yeah, I suck with that too. The detective, yeah.
If a traitor lurks in our midst, then the massacre at Snark's would be plausible enough, as would the idea of a fake message from Senior Detective. Such criminal acts would be feasible for another detective, paradoxically increasing the odds that one is indeed the culprit.
Exactly. A mere intruder killing 22 research facility detectives. 22.
Inconceivable!
Research facility detectives would be inconceivable! This was most assuredly an inside job. We were unable to control our turmoil when we discovered the bodies in the facility, and so did the traitor among us hide their time. The killer would have an easy time manipulating us through a call, a far easier time than slipping up through the ceiling to the entrance hall.
My God, do these characters talk so much? Hold up. I don't care how cool detectives are. No way they can just copy people's voices.
Verily, my training earned me mighty thews, yet my vocal cords remain middling at best. Such mimicry is out of the question.
Oh my God. I'll concede that it could normally be done, but we are facing someone who could easily slew a dozen of our comrades. No normal killer, to be sure. Oh my God. Okay. We are professionals in logic and reason. That our opponent is a specialist in homicide. One or two impossible feats would hardly faze them. Oh boy.
Murderous friend.
Murderous friend.
Don't let your perception limit your perspective. Bodily alterations, unfeasible acts, a murderous friend will stop at nothing to achieve their aims.
You're right.
If the phone message was falsified, Chief, then by the time we received it, Senior was...
Precisely. He was already dead, or at least in no state to speak. The culprit used the call to tamper with the chronology of the crime.
So the dismembered body is meant to make us think this was done by the quartering Duke, as well as distort the time of death? How ingenious. My deepest apologies for allowing the killer's ploy to deceive me. It would seem I still have much more to learn.
She smiles at him. The culprit set up Senior's death in here and fled with his D-pad. Then, per their plan, they contacted me as we investigated Snarks. In doing so, they summoned the DA members to the manor so Senior's body had been discovered.
Hold up, boss. We all heard the recording and won't see this message, right?
Is it even remotely scientifically possible that none of us could notice his voice wasn't the same?
That would be due to the peculiarities of the human memory. The human brain exceeds at recalling visuals, but struggles to do the same with linguistic and auditory information. Because of this, it's not uncommon for people to be incapable of identifying a caller on the phone, even if it's someone they know well.
They often say that a client's name is easier to remember when associated with a voice or face. Things grow hazier with words and sound alone.
Yeah, sometimes once you hear a person's name on the phone, your memory makes the connection with their voice. Same diff. Bank transfer scams are a prime example. The scammer begins by providing the caller's name so you fall for it even if their voice doesn't match.
You know how this killer can get away with murder? Because everyone talks for 50 minutes while he can go around doing whatever he wants.
You end up convincing yourself that any oral discrepancies are the result of a poor connection. Speaking of, Old Man Senior's message was like totally screwy with static. I could barely hear him. Was that just a cover-up? Likely so. The whole thing seems contrived.
If you knew all this, then why'd you respond to the summons, dispatching detectives to follow the whims of a killer? The gall!
Because I wanted to believe it was him. We're sad now. If the culprit was impersonating Senior, it means he couldn't speak. It meant I would never see him alive again. That was why I decided to split our forces in two, all the while hoping that Senior still lived. By virtue of their self-defense expertise, I sent Armor and Rowdy to the manor in case there were any traps. But as you can tell, my conjecture was right on the mark. I had never detested my powers of insight as much as I do today.
Hey.
Yeah? What?
You could stop. You could stop.
I can't believe we still haven't gotten to gameplay. Oh!
I'm gonna take a look at this game. Let's see it real quick.
Is it just a book? Like, wow.
I see like a map on the back.
Yeah, let me see it. Yeah, we were looking at this box.
Yeah.
And there is a picture of what looks like a map, almost like a tactical RPG map. But nothing. There has been.
I will say.
Yeah.
This game has increased my appreciation for Virtue's Last Reward tenfold.
Yeah. I mean, this game is really, we have Danganronpa at home.
Damn it, I forgot to make that joke.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we have Virtue's Last Reward at home.
Yeah, we have Danganronpa, we have Virtue's Last Reward. Yeah, it is too much dialogue. It is so wordy. Like, the narration aside, oh my god, these characters go on and on and on and on. Oh my god, and they're not particularly interesting.
Yeah.
Woof!
We've yet to really develop a whole lot of chemistry. Everyone's just like,
Hold on, like this. I want to see, is there, if I speed through.
Oh my god.
Oh, we got evidence.
Oh my god.
Whoa, evidence? Is that gameplay?
He is just spamming the X button right now.
Okay. Oh, evidence! Eureka! Okay. I mean, listen, even plumbers don't wear ties. Let us make a choice by now.
Yeah, this has been a night of games really dragging out a story.
So, we made one choice. We got to look inside the building, and then it gave us a game over, and then we, had to like go back and do it again. So as I'm just idly talking and mashing this, I'm like, will we get to a gameplay segment? But no, look, everything I just skipped, that would have taken us like 15 minutes to read. Oh, map function. Oh, whoa! Wow. Okay. But then it's just one more talking. Okay, well...
This is turning into sexy brutal now?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to move like a cursor around. I don't even care about context. I just want to like move something around. That's gonna be my goal here. Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever. That sounds great. I love that. Big fan. Let's keep searching. Yeah, let's go. Hey, we made a choice. That was gameplay. Okay. Yeah, wow, that's really...
Wait, so this is the gameplay part?
I don't know. Okay. Okay. So, I guess it's one of those things... You're, like, talking... What is this, like, Clue? Oh, this is kind of like Sexy Brutal. What? So, like... Okay. Wow. Listen, I just wanted to get to this. I just wanted to find this legendary map that's on the back of the game. It was so worth it.
We sat through, like, 90 minutes of dialogue and exposition.
Well, hold on. We can move Mystic Detective to Bookworm Detective. Where's Mystic Detective? Is that this guy? Yeah. Oh, and what if I move you? Right here! Oh! Wow. I am thriving right now. Wait, what is this? Okay, well, we're done. I just wanted to move a guy around. Well, that was... What the fuck was this game called? Process of Elimination? Okay. Well, I feel like I've read the entirety of, like, Phoenix Wright 3.
I feel like I've forgotten what the main character looks like, because I feel like they've been such, like...
Yeah. Well, yes, tonight has truly been a night of...
Well, thanks for sending this in. I don't think it's getting played again.
No, we're not going back to this, but it was true. You know what? I think we beat it. We got to the gameplay part, right? We beat it. I don't think there's much more after this. I'm sure it's not a very long game.
Yeah, well, now I'm like too scared to even try to play this.
I'm gonna look up.
All this is strange.
I want you to guess how long this game takes to beat. I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna guess. I'll just say 28 hours.
28 hours. It's not that bad, actually.
Okay.
17 and a half. Ooh, 17 and a half, though. Oh, that's a lot of dialogue to sit through. Oh, boy. We only play like an hour and a half. We barely made a dent in this. Oh, boy. Well, we're going to eliminate this game from our list. We'll play something else tomorrow. Oh, brother. Wow!